Hi, this is Andy Uzick with Arke Systems. Today we're going to demonstrate the Silverpop connector for the Arke ExperienceSync module. ExperienceSync enables event-driven synchronization of customer data and XDB across all of the applications in the enterprise's ecosystem. The scenario that we've laid out for the demo today is that we have a special offer that we're using to offer potential prospects a free sample of our product. We're going to send out a mass email to all of the visitors that are in a particular segment, and that email contains a link to a Sitecore landing page that's what Silverpop calls a Clickstream link. The offer is not limited to prospects that receive the email. We want obviously to build up our contact list, so we're going to allow anybody to get their free sample just by signing up for our email list. And we also have a business rule that says that whenever a visitor has been referred to us by a partner, and we know this because we've set up that data in Silverpop, those visitors have to claim their offer directly from the partner. We're not allowed to give it to them directly. Of course, we have the possibility that an existing customer could reach the landing page just by navigating to it. We want to make sure that they can self-identify to receive the offer. So in terms of the functional requirement, the way we want this to work is when an unidentified visitor lands on the landing page, we want to show them the sign-up form and the self-identification form. That's a visitor that's come to the site that has no XDB record on file. If somebody lands on a landing page via a Clickstream link, in other words, it was a Silverpop email that went out, they've clicked on a link in there. By the way, in this case, it doesn't matter whether they had a pre-existing XDB record or not. We'll create one if there isn't one. But when that happens, we want to go pull all their contact data into XDB. We want to log them in. In other words, we want to make them an identified contact in XDB. And we want to show them the offer form so that they can go claim their free product. Again, because of our business rule, if they're a partner referral, we don't want to show them the offer. We just want to give them information about how to claim their offer from a partner. We also want to trigger a goal when someone self-identifies. That way we can kind of keep track of that in Sitecore and goals. And we want to do that no matter how they self-identified. We also want to ensure that that goal and any other goals that the visitor may have triggered during their Sitecore visit are synced back to Silverpop. We have a related table in Silverpop that holds all of that data, and we may want to use that later for segmentation or export or some other purpose, so we want to make sure we synchronize that back into Silverpop. We also want to ensure that any changes that are made to the visitor's profile, for example, let's say they change the spelling of their name, we want to make sure all that gets synced back to Silverpop at the end of their session. So we'll go ahead and get to the demo now. First thing we want to do is take a look at this page that we've set up for purposes of the demonstration. A couple of features that we have in here that are purely for demo purposes. Up here on the top right is where we would greet a known visitor if they had an XDB record. We're putting "you're not recognized" there just for demonstration purposes so we can see that that would be there. A couple other demo features here. We have this gray box here at the bottom of the page that's going to allow us to manually trigger goals. Just to give us a chance to do some synchronization and show how that works. And also down here we have an end session button. The normal course of business, if somebody visited a Sitecore site, after a while their session would time out, and when it does, that's when Sitecore kicks in the session end, and a lot of our synchronization happens during the session end. So we've got a little button down here to let us just end it manually so we don't have to wait for the timeout during this demonstration. Anyway, this page is set up with personalization that, since we haven't identified the visitor, the personalization is showing this variety of the page, tells people that they can get their free sample, gives them a chance to self-identify. It also gives them a chance to just go ahead and sign up. Let's say they navigated to this page. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's sign up. And didn't mean to make that all caps, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to go ahead and submit this. Now what's happening is that Sitecore reached out to Silverpop and asked it if it knew anybody by that email address. It didn't. So Sitecore created a new record in Silverpop for using the data that I just entered, first name, last name, and email address. It also came back and created an XDB record with all of that data. And it also added the Silverpop visitor ID to that data so that we can keep in sync later. And then it takes us to the special offer form where we can go ahead and claim our special offer. You'll notice now the self-identification feature up here is actually showing that it knows who I am. So that's a relatively simple thing. We're going to go ahead and just trigger a goal or two. Let's say that we claim this offer. We can see down here that these are the goals that have been triggered during this session. I'm going to go ahead and end that session. And then we can go over to Silverpop and go to the content database. And we can see that Andy1@uzick.com has been added to this database, and the Sitecore contact ID has been recorded. We record the Sitecore contact ID in Silverpop and the Silverpop ID in XDB, and that's just to facilitate any future synchronization that we might want to do. It's not really necessary for our purposes for what we're doing right now, but it's just generally a good idea for both those systems to be able to keep track of each other. We also have a what Silverpop calls a related table. Oops, I want to go here and go to the relational tables. You see we've set one up with Sitecore goals. And let's just say that we want any case where the goal name is not null. And we see that that offer one claimed has been added down here at the end. And this is a reference back to the Silverpop record. So next thing we want to do is show what happens when we send a new email out from Silverpop. Let's go do that now. We're going to bring up a Silverpop template that we've kind of already pre-baked here, ready to go. It's just got some test information on here. The content, but the body is just this exciting, compelling layout that shows people that we have a free offer and a link to our Sitecore landing page. Again, that's what is formed is what Silverpop calls a Clickstream link. With a Clickstream link, what will happen when the person clicks it is they actually are directed to a Silverpop, which processes the link and adds some data to the query string and then redirects them back to our Sitecore page. That gives us what we need to be able to identify them and reach out to Silverpop and get all their data to go into XDB. We'll go ahead and send this now. I'm going to send it to that list that we were looking at just a minute ago. Silverpop's not real impressed with that email, but that's okay. It'll still send. Send it now and go. So here it is showing up in inbox, and we received the ExperienceSync demo email. Again, not real exciting, but it tells us that we have a free offer, and it's giving us an opportunity to click through and get the email. Now this was emailed to a separate account than my account. It was emailed to a demo account. So when I click on the link, we bounce off of Silverpop, we come back to Sitecore, and we notice that now it believes that we are that demo user because we clicked through on a link that allowed Silverpop to identify us. Again, we've gone out to Silverpop. We've grabbed all of the data that Silverpop has about me, pulled it back into XDB, and it's showing us the offer form, just like it did a little while ago when we decided to register for ourselves. And again, we can trigger goals. Let's say that just do that one. There we now it's got there twice. We'll end our session. And when we go back to Silverpop and look in our database, you can see that now demo@uzick.com has a Sitecore contact ID. It didn't have one before. So because we came in via this email, now we've actually synchronized a known visitor in Silverpop and a known visitor in XDB. We've synchronized them together so that we can keep track of their data and know that that's a full circle interaction with that particular visitor. If during the course of our visit we were to, say, change the spelling of our name, that got saved into XDB, so now XDB has changed my name. When we end the session, we're going to flush that data back to Silverpop. And see, now the first name has changed here in Silverpop. Again, that just keeps everything nicely synchronized between the two systems. If you're curious about how some of those things work in Sitecore, we can take a look at the landing page that we touched a little while ago. Go ahead and go to Experience Editor. So right now, this component, personalization, is set up to say the default condition is to just show the content that's actually on the page item. If the visitor is a known Silverpop contact, then we're going to show them a different version of the content. And when the visitor is a partner referral, because their CRM lead source starts with partner, we're going to show them yet a third version of it. And pretty much any rule that you want to use is accessible to you. We've actually added a few special rules for purposes of working with Silverpop. There they are, where we can check their lead source. We can check if they're an identified Silverpop contact. We can look at their scoring model in Silverpop. And we can also check to see if the visitor's opted in. And any of those conditions, again, entirely based on the data that we pull from Silverpop, we're able to personalize content. These other pieces on the page, we're either going to show or hide, depending on whether or not they've been identified as a Silverpop contact. If they've already been identified as a Silverpop contact and we've got Silverpop data, there's no need to show them the sign-up form. Let's take a look real quick at what happens when somebody is in Silverpop and they've been identified as a partner referral. We're going to change our lead source here to partner. This is that same demo account that we were looking at a minute ago. In that case, if we were to click the email link, the page is going to be personalized to say this offer is only available through your partner. Again, what happened was we went out to Silverpop, we pulled their record in, and we associated it with their XDB contact. And one of the fields was partner lead source, and we have a personalization rule that says partner lead source sees this version of the record. Another nice thing about the way this is built is that the ExperienceSync module fires page events for various key activities that go on. Whenever a page was visited from an email link, whenever a Sitecore contact, or rather a Silverpop contact is created, when a Silverpop contact was updated from the XDB record or vice versa, the XDB record was updated from Silverpop, we fire the associated page event, and you are able to go in to any of these and use the rule field to attach whatever activities you want to have occur when those things happen. For example, you notice that we were triggering the goal that said that the email had been visited, or that the page had been visited from a Silverpop link. That's happening because this rule is in place. So you could actually add any rule you want. For example, when a contact gets created, our rule says that we fire a goal, and we also enroll them in an engagement plan. That can be very handy if somebody signs up for a new account. We might want to send them a welcome email. We might want to send them a validation email. We might want to notify customer service or sales that we've got a new prospect, any number of things. So by associating these page events, you're able to extend the module any way you choose when all those various activities occur. So getting to the end here, what we've demonstrated now is that you're able to identify a contact just by their email address. We're able to pull contact data from Silverpop into XDB. We're able to personalize content based on the existence of the Silverpop info that we received from Silverpop and added to the XDB profile. We're able to personalize content based on the value of a field in Silverpop. We can push contact changes back into Silverpop. We can push goal data into Silverpop, and we can use page events to react to Silverpop interactions. Now that's showing a lot of interaction in the in Sitecore. We've got forms on the page that are doing different things, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. At its core, the Silverpop module is designed to make sure that we maintain synchronization of data between Sitecore and Silverpop. It lets us use Sitecore as the landing page for a Silverpop email, and by doing that, we allow XDB to gain awareness of the visitor and be able to track their Silverpop data and push XDB data back to Silverpop. So just out of the box, if you were to set this up, anytime a visitor landed on the site by having clicked a Silverpop email link, we would have synchronized them with Silverpop. They could browse around the site, they could do whatever they wanted, and we would go pull their Silverpop data into Sitecore just by virtue of the fact that they landed on the site from a Silverpop link. As they registered goals and changed their contact information, we keep track of that during the session, and at the end of that session, that data gets pushed back into Silverpop from Sitecore. So that ends the demonstration of the Silverpop module. If you have any questions, please give us a call at our main number, or you can email us at marketing@arke.com. Thanks for your time.